Okay, so in this video, I am just finishing up making my samples for the September kit, and I have all these scraps left, right? And for me, I always love to just quickly, while everything is out, just make some last minute cards, just different ways to use up every little piece of scrap. And so until I'm officially, satisfied with using up all those pieces, I'll leave it out personally until I finish it up. So this is actually day 3 that this has been sitting on my table. I am lucky enough to have a room where I can shut the door and leave these things on my table until I have, a little time here and there to come back to it. So here's one card that I was able to make, and my plan is to just place it onto a solid white cardstock. But I did make the card base front. So I can go over that here in a minute, but my plan with these other elements, I thought since tags was one of the sets that we're just highlighting this month, it's a really fun set, various different ways you can use it. Check out, the idea books and many ideas online. But one of my favorite ways is also just to make tag cards. So you can do your traditional cards, lots of fun this way, or you could, of course, make some cards. And I decided on this specifically because I do have very random scraps of paper left. So by allowing me to cut some white cards or tags, some tags out of white cardstock as my base, this allows me to kind of patchwork my scraps of paper. And so that's really what I'm going to do, is patchwork. I'm going to cut it up into small segments. Like, I feel like having a little bit of this at the bottom would be really cute. Like I said, I'm very limited at this point. I have a few sentiments. I didn't use that one. I had planned to, but it just didn't work. So I'll probably use the back of this one in some fun way. Your smile makes me smile. I love that. And that takes up a lot of those spaces on these cards. Thanks for adding sunshine to my day. Let's see, I wonder if we can, and I think it's fun too if these kind of, offset on the page. The tag, sorry, it's not a page, it's a tag. So again, initially what I'm gonna do is build up around the different pieces. And I'm gonna start with this tag and maybe just dress it up just a little and patchwork it together. I'm just gonna lay the pieces over this tag. And then my plan is, once I kind of have all my different patterns and elements on here, then I'll trim off the excess that you see there. But I definitely want to kind of play around with the different things as far as options and patterns go. It's kind of cute. I don't know, polka dot with polka dot. It's probably a good option, actually. So I'm going to trim that off. And I'm just going to add some adhesive to the outsides of my tag, not overthink it up here. And I think that's the key, is just to kind of take your scraps and put them to use, but not overthink it. And then at this point, easily trim those up, ink those edges. I definitely am going to add some kind of ribbon. Great way to use up my stashes of ribbon. Tie some things on there. I feel like I want something sticking out of here though, so I'm going to think here. Maybe add one of these just poking out. That could be cute. Okay, I have a little bit of scrap of paper here that I can definitely get a little half of a sunflower. Perfect. I even have these yellow extra accents pieces. What else do I got in this container of mine? I'm thinking I'm gonna want some like really, I don't know, thick ribbon. I'm gonna have to look and see what else I got. Okay, so back to the card base. So basically I have a 8.5 by 11 piece of white cardstock here, and I'm just gonna cut it down to 5.5, so in half, to give me my traditional background card base. This is great when you don't have enough, you know, paper itself to do the card base with. And in this case, I really had some just scraps that I was working with. So I'm going to fold that over, and then I can adhere my front card design to my card base. Okay, and then basically just adhere it down. Oops, ran out of adhesive. Story of my life. Let's see. I guess that's always a good sign when you run out. It means you've been doing a lot of creating, right? All right. Let me go ahead and adhere that down. And then as far as the scraps that you see here, I still have, you know, a couple pieces in there that I could do something with. I did make the couple tags. I'm still gonna find some ribbon and stuff. I just haven't gotten to that yet. But I'm looking at these scraps, and I kind of feel like I could, you know, combine all these scraps into a card base as well. I had this sheet that I was thinking about doing something with. I could start there as my base. I cut this piece out, but decided not to use it. I have, you know, this scrap of paper, so now it's just a matter of, I don't know, maybe I don't have enough to somehow make this all work. I wonder if we do a card that's this way, instead of do it horizontal or vertical instead of horizontal. And something like that. Maybe a strip at the bottom. That would definitely cover all the pieces. These are pretty much trash at this point. I mean, I have this little piece that could be encompassed into something. I do have all of these little words. I used a few of them, but I do have the other side, so I could definitely do teacher card or a grandma card, maybe a teacher card. Okay, let me start there. Let's just put that down. Again, just kind of mishmash. See what you can work out of this before I clean up and put it all away. That's kind of my process, is I use it as much as I can, and then I clean it all up. Okay, that works. And again, I'm just going to trim these down until I get a feel for exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, so now we're going to flip that over, cut off all the excess and the remaining edges. I kind of think that could be cute down there. Feels more centered, more structured down there. I could absolutely, you know, I even have this piece. Sure, why not? Why not? There's no rhythm to this madness. And then I think just a couple more layers on the sunflower itself. Maybe in this yellow. Yep, thinking so. Will it fit? Yep, perfect. And this one you do have to slow down just a little, but I do like the extra pop that it gives to the sunflower itself. And then maybe what I'll do is teacher. You know, you really don't have to put anything on the front of the card, and that actually is sometimes really great, just because then you can use the card for anything, right? Get well, thinking of you, happy birthday if you want it to be, anything like that. So sometimes a no sentiment card is also very useful. Wow, I kind of slaughtered that cutting it, but inking will accommodate. And then I'll use up some more of these sunflowers that I've had for who knows how long. And cute. I think that just makes it a little bit thicker there. And let me see. Teacher, grandma, grandpa. Here's the other tag. So I'm thinking maybe, you know, like 2 tags up here. Let's see, what scraps do I got here? I do always love a good polka dot, but I'm thinking I like that this one pulls that color up there. So I'm gonna do one in this blue and one in this yellow. Might have to do both of them the same kind of tag, because I'll get a little bit more out of it. So let's do that. Work with the scraps you got. And that's it. Done. So by using your scraps, this is all I have left here. Make sure you don't throw away any of your templates. That's all I have left, and I'm happy to just, you know, recycle it basically. I'm done. I'm not going to keep any of that. There's no point for me to keep it. So at this point, I've used my scraps to make more scraps, and now the scraps are trash. I'm excited. I'm excited to think of somebody in my life as a teacher, my kids' teachers, etc. It's a good motivation to send a card to someone in this title reference. Thanks guys for watching. I hope that you guys love this month's Kiwi Club kit, and hopefully this inspires you to keep looking at your scraps as if like one more step, like what else can I make with these, right? Even if that's a matter of just patchworking a card or a tag, like I just showed you guys, together. A lot of times, what people don't know behind the creation, right? It looks so clean and put together, and it all came together with just a few scraps. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.